Hello. Good evening to all, afternoon, noon, whatever time zone you're in. My name is Tyson. You may know me from YouTube. You may know me, but you follow me on Instagram. Thank you. And if you're not, what the fuck are you doing with your life? You may know me from iTunes and Spotify. Go cop that music. Go subscribe. Just saying. All right. At any rate, let me get serious. I've held a heavy head today. I've had a heavy head, and it's not just because these braids. It's been a lot that's happened in the last, not even really 24 hours. All the looting that's going on, the peaceful protests turned violent, the cold-blooded murders, and that's what I'm calling it because I think the terms like police brutality are just as desensitizing as terms like black on black crime, which is not fucking real. Every race kills. But at any rate. So we're not calling it police brutality. That's a made up term in order to desensitize the public. It's called cold-blooded murder. So with that being said, before I get into this, couple disclaimers. It's 2020. We're grown. I am not going to handhold anybody, especially not anybody that's not black. So with that being said, two disclaimers within that sector of talking point. Black people, people of color. Cousins, maybe. Sisters and brothers, no. Twins, fuck no. We don't go through the same shit. So I will refer to black people and people of color separately. Next. All white people is a generalization, aka the collective, aka the main group, the main collective. So if you don't know what that means, that does not mean all white people. It's a generalization. Most people, when they make a generalization, they don't mean it literally. That's like when somebody says, oh, you don't have to blow up my phone 50 times. I doubt that person called you 50 times. Let's not be intellectually dishonest because we're in our feelings. So with that being said, I said back in 2018 or 2019, I don't think publicly, but I did, listen to my thoughts and talking to myself. I decided I was not going to be the educator. I don't get paid from Richmond County or Columbia County. I live in Augusta, so those are the counties here. I don't get paid by either one of them to teach you. So I'm not going to sit here and be your educator on racism and white supremacy. Google is your friend. That's really how I felt. And I still feel that way, but I feel like there's a lot of ignorance going around surrounding Black Lives Matter and everything that's going on, as it has been for years. And kind of here to debunk some stuff, kind of here to give that last little olive branch of teachings for whites and non-black, and maybe even some non-black people. That last little sprinkle of, here, let me show you this. Before I just you know what I'm saying? Like, just, You either at this point get it or don't. Start off with first Black Lives Matter. The term Black Lives Matter was not created to entice black superiority. It was created for equality. That's what it was created for. That is the meaning behind the message. However, when you live in a privileged bubble as the collective, keywords collective, not all. And that's the only warning I'm giving. So if you're gonna get mad at that, exit off the video. But collective of white people living in a privileged bubble, it may look to you like it's about, all black people only, and exclusion. And part of you feeling that way is our fault. And let me explain why. Black people, because we know what it feels like to be ostracized, we are so quick to take in anybody. Like, there are still black people claiming Paris Jackson is Michael Jackson's child. Bruh, he bleached his skin, not his sperm cells. I'm gonna need y'all to stop. Like, even the other day, Kehlani had said it's okay to call her mixed, and you have black people fighting her on that. So nonetheless, just a few issues that we have in the Black community, and no race is free of issues. We might go into that later, might pick that back up. But with that being said, we have included so much that people feel entitled to Black spaces, what Black people do, i.e. all the cultural appropriation that happens. Y'all walking around with these shits, your hair is tearing in the back, your hair is ripping because your hair is not made for styles like this. But nonetheless, do what you want to do. I'm not arguing over that fight anymore. With that being said though, y'all feel entitled to our aesthetics. My butt's back here. Y'all feel entitled to take over our musical genre, even though we've created every music genre, you know what I'm saying? And we openly let y'all come in with arms, i.e. Macklemore, Eminem, G-Eazy, all the Lil Pump, all of them. And those go into the non-Black sector, of course, or people of color sector, you know, and then the white people that I mentioned earlier. We've open arms, let y'all come in. But look what happened to Lil Nas. And no, I don't want to hear that was because that wasn't a traditional country song. Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing intellectual dishonesty on this post. So at any rate, you see how we're so open and inviting. That has caused people to, like I said, feel entitled, which is why, you know what I'm saying, even the simple mere praise of Black people irritates some white people. You may be an undercover racist. You may have some racial undertones to you. And prime example, LeBron, he was celebrating all the Black women back. I think this happened maybe last year. And here comes all these women. What about us? It's not about you, bitch. It's not about you at this moment. And that's okay. It's okay for Black people to have their moments. And we're so fucking brainwashed, we don't even know to say that. To say, shut the fuck up and let us have our moment. So we're fucked up too. Don't get me wrong. But with that being said, this is not a piss contest. With that being said, rope it back in. Damn, I was going somewhere. Fuck, this is why you take notes before you do deep videos like this. Fuck! Oh yeah, so with that being said, our exclusion, because we've been so open to y'all, and just because some of y'all are entitled motherfuckers yourself, let's just be honest. Some white people are entitled. Not only do I have to worry about the white people or non-Black people following me in the grocery store as if I'm, you know, following me like I stole some, following me, you know what I'm saying, around the store. I may potentially have to deal with that. I also have to deal with your entitled privilege ass looking at me as less than. Prime example. And I can tell you, ooh, Black people, non-Black people, I'm going to keep doing that shit so y'all can get it. There's a difference. But with that being said, oh, and mixed people, there's a difference there too. So Black people, mixed people, non-Black people. I know you can tell me that you had an experience like this. White people seem to, the collective of white people, I will put that in place. I'm not saying not all though. The collective of white people seem to have a problem with manners. Excuse me. Can I get by you real quick? They would rather sit and do this while you were getting your stuff, trying to look what flavor Pop-Tarts you want. For 5 minutes, just stand there. They'd rather sit there for 3 to 5 minutes. At the very least 2. Instead of fucking saying, excuse me. They don't look at us as humans. I literally just sat here earlier and thought, and this, I have weird thoughts, but really and truly, I'm being dead ass serious. If a Black person and a dog fell off a volcano, I really have to think, what would the white person save? Who would be saved? Really and truly. We make jokes all the time, them kissing them in the mouth and shit. But really and truly, who would they save? They treat you treat your pets better than us. But at any rate, walk it back to what we was talking about. having to put up with that also in the grocery store. And I had to, because I live in the South, so because they do that so much down here, I had to teach myself the art of nice nasty. How sad is that? I got to teach myself something, because at the end of the day, I do believe in pick and choose your battles, but I'm not going to diminish my worth for you. We're not catering to you, bitch. And it's a lot of these older ones that do it. It's some young ones too, but it's the older ones who do it. Baby, this ain't slave times. You know what I'm saying? I know you miss the old days. I'm sure you do. But this ain't that. So you want to get by me? You want to fucking say, excuse me, ho. No fucking home training. So at any rate, back to what I was saying. I had to teach myself the art of nice nasty. Because you ain't just going to pump me. So, and let me give black people this. This is a great lesson. Really and truly, y'all are going to stone me for saying this, but Omarosa, watch her interviews. See how she handles white people. She be having them pissed off and just sitting there with her feminine energy, just chilling. Watch her. Go watch her. I know she's the villain, all that stuff, and I know she's not pro-black people, but you can learn a thing or two from her. Y'all got to start thinking binary. A lot of people are not good at thinking binary, but black people in particular, we could work on that a lot. We could stand to work on it. But at any rate, this is how you do this. Handle this, black people. All right. You looking down here, what flavor Pop-Tart you want? You look up and smile. Look back at what you're doing. Here's my favorite part. The throat clear or the cough. They better not cough now, because if you do now, but for real, the throat clear. And instead of you moving out the way, because that's what most people would do. That's what most people would do. Trying to calmly diffuse the situation. Oh, excuse me, did you need something? Watch how all of a sudden, now you're a human, because they need something. So in turn, hopefully, God willing, they will utter out that, oh, excuse me, I need to get by. I can't tell you how many times I've had to do that in the grocery store. We don't live the same lives. I shiver. I get shivers watching, off of the store shit now. I get shivers watching videos of white people, handling cops aggressively. The protest that, and it's so funny how, all of the looting and stuff, that's going to take over the protest, and the violent protests are going to take over the peaceful protests on the news, because they're going to spin it in however way they need to. But it was quiet as a church mouse when it came to the white people protesting about having to stay in the house for fucking Corona. And putting up fucking signs saying that them having to quarantine is fucking equating to slavery. Bitch. Again, we live in two different worlds, if you can say that. And not even say that, not just say that. Put it on a sign and hold it up with pride. Two different universes. Yes, we all bleed the same red. That's about it. And that goes for white people, mixed people, and people of color. All three. I'm not lumping us in with any of them. We are on different playing fields. Do we all have our struggles in life? Yes. Do we all have, shit that happens racially? Yes. Well, excluding white people. Yes. And let me clarify that. You can be prejudiced towards a white person. That's it, though. There's no anti-racism. The reverse of racism is no racism, baby. Grammar is a thing. And if you hearing that from me, y'all see how I talk in my videos. You don't need me checking you on grammar, bitch. Stop saying reverse racism. It's not a thing, baby. Wind that back. You should have left that in the archives. But at any rate, like I said, we live two different lives. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's faulting you for, existing in your privilege bubble. Just like I don't fault black people for, existing in their bubble of colorism. Now, when there comes a time where you can do something about it, and what I mean by that is just saying or stating you're not racist, that's not enough. That's not enough. You're either for it or you're against it. If you're walking on eggshells at Thanksgiving every year because your uncle or your grandma's finna say something racist all throughout dinner, and y'all just awkwardly look at each other and laugh, you are a part of the problem. If your coworkers are saying insensitive shit while other black people are around, or talking shit about their black coworkers that just happen to be your friends, or even if they're not your friends, they're your fucking coworkers, and they're having a lack of respect for them, and you don't say anything, or you sit there and laugh, you're a part of the problem. And racism is not just, oh, a Confederate flag on the back of your truck or on your house. That's not racism. Racism has levels. For instance, prime example, Doja Cat and Lana Del Rey. What Lana Del Rey said, I don't think it was completely wrong. However, when it got to certain parts of syntax within her message, there were racial undertones, i.e. her being the feminine white, dainty white girl. And, you know, all the people of color, just to save time on who's black and who's not, all the people of color, women of color she listed in that rant. We all know that with a certain group of people of color, well, no, I'm not saying that. We all know with black women, there's a motto of the strong black woman, independent woman, don't need nothing. Lana mentioned something to the effect of that in her post. That had a racial undertone. She said something about those not wanting to be strong and something like that. That's a racial undertone. Does that mean Lana is racist? No. Do I think she's a privileged white girl who doesn't have the range for such conversations? Yeah. She looks at black women being able to sell sex as freedom. Meanwhile, that's all black women can sell in music. But that's another whole conversation for, we ain't here for that. Well, that's another talk. Maybe I'll put that on my Patreon. But at any rate, do a discussion about that. But at any rate, racial undertones. Just like, oh, you went to college. Oh, that's a great school. How did you get in there? How did you get that car? Is it financed? Is it leased? You know what I'm saying? There are racial undertones in all of those conversations right there that make us want to punch the shit out of you. And I'm not saying that you're aware of doing it. Like I said, most people, until they're checked on a attitude that is bad, they will continue doing the shit. That's why you have to stop it in your tracks. I.e., I gave y'all the example of Nice Nasty in the grocery store. And black people could learn, like I said, we can learn from Omarosa. You don't always have to be the angry black person, but nonetheless, we could do that on another video because we're talking to all people right now, not just black people. We ain't trying to give away the secrets, and we ain't trying to have them in our issues. That's another thing. I had to block somebody on Twitter, so I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said black people don't speak on our issues, white people. Also, white people, you should speak out against police brutality, cold-blooded murder. Again, intellectual dishonesty and being purposefully dense is going to get us nowhere. Being a jackass is going to get us nowhere. White people and non-black people saying, oh, you should just forgive Doja Cat. She says she's sorry. You're being too serious about it. That is where you need to mind your motherfucking business. That is what we mean by stay out of our shit. Don't tell us how to feel, bitch. She wasn't talking to you. She said nigger. Are you a nigger? No, then shut the fuck up. Don't tell people how to feel when she says shit. Or any other celebrity. We don't need you to tell her. I'm glad that you are a part of her fan base. She can rely on you to keep supporting her ass. Because I'm sorry, I like the good 4 of her songs, but I can't, no, this story ain't adding up to me. And I keep that same energy with everybody. Mixed people, black people, all that. Now, cancel culture, I don't really believe in them because y'all never go through with the shit. But nonetheless, I don't support that. And nobody's going to tell me when to feel okay about it. Or, oh, she said she said she's sorry, so she's good. That is when you need to mind your motherfucking business. You speaking out about racial inequality doesn't equate to you speaking out about if black people should forgive a mixed person or not. You see how insane that sounds to say that out loud? Again, the intellectual dishonesty. You ain't that damn dumb, sir. I don't know what, I think he was a sir, I'm assuming. He didn't even have a picture up, but you know, it's always the avatar listed host talking shit on social media. Had another girl, I'm reaching for my phone and it's right here. She said something to the effect of, in fact, no, I don't want to do that because I just want to do this video in one take. She said something to the effect of, I could go get my laptop and pull it up. Give me 1 second. Should have thought to do this shit earlier. I can pull Twitter up real quick. Sorry, y'all. I want to make sure I get the words right. All right, come on. I want to say I blocked her too, but I did respond. Okay. Well, damn, the tweet is unavailable. That's good. They took that shit down. That's great. Oh, she protected her account. Well, girl, that's good. Couldn't take the heat. Eden Alexis, go ahead. Y'all get that ass. Eden Alexis. Yeah, at that girl, EDENN. Go ahead and get that girl. Well, y'all can't because the Twitter protected. Unless she just blocked me. I don't know. But, oh, there's an Instagram. Same at. Go ahead and get that ass. Go ahead and get that ass. Damn, did she try to block me on Instagram? I don't even know. But nonetheless, you see how it is, right? They get bold and shit, and then you go back and retract shit. I hate that shit. One thing I can give Lana is she was not a backup Brenda. She did try to come through and further explain, but she did not apologize. I can give her that shit. She stood by what she said. I'm not saying what she said was right. I'm just saying, you know, some people love to say fucked up shit. And then, okay, so Madonna said some dumb shit. Somebody just shamed Rosa Parks for not having an Uber app. Oh my God. I don't even want to know. Let me just close this. I'll go on Twitter later. So with that being said, she said something to the effect, sorry, we got sidetracked. She said something to the effect of, we keep bringing shit up, and that's why there's still pain and hurt there, because we keep talking about it. When has not bringing up a problem ever helped you? I want you to seriously think about that in your personal life. You having an issue with your boss, you just keep it hidden to yourself? You having an issue with your coworker, you just keep it hidden to yourself? Now, some people may be like that. Some people are passive and some people are upfront. But to say that logically does not make any fucking sense. And that's the thing. If you're going to cover such heavy topics, you need to have the range, number one. I'm not saying you necessarily need to be black, but you need to have the range. And let me make that clear. Because when a white person gets it right, I will give them that. The mayor of Minneapolis... Damn, I'm fucking up like Cardi B. The mayor of Minneapolis... Damn. The mayor of Minneapolis got it right. He got it right. To listen to him, he got it right at such a young age. He got it right. He's like 30, I think. And I mean, he could have been putting on for the press, but I felt like he was sincere with his message. So with that being said, no, you don't have to be black to necessarily be in these conversations, but you need to have the range to know what you're talking about. You need to make sure you don't come off as privileged and not knowing what the fuck you're talking about, i.e. have the range. And for two, you need to be bringing solution. You need to be trying to thoroughly help. Like I said earlier, it's not enough to say I'm not a racist anymore. That's not doing shit. That's not. It's really not. And black people could always band together and build their own shit. What happens when we do that? Shit gets torn up. Black Wall Street was a thing. Go Google that and look that up since y'all like to ask questions. And go see what they did to Black Wall Street. Shit was gone. So, and like I just brought up earlier, anytime we make it about us, have our little moment to celebrate, everybody else got to chime in. Oh, what about us? What about us? Shut the fuck up. So you see what I'm saying? This fight to end racism, white supremacy, we cannot do this on our own. It's about unity. And there's nothing wrong with alliance, But like I said, you need to know what you're talking about. The talking points of, if you just comply with the officer, we're done with that shit. The talking points of, if you just don't talk about it, it'll go away. We're done with that shit. Let's use logic, not emotion. Just because you're having white guilt. And I understand, it's an awkward position to be in. It's an awkward position to be in because you feel guilty. You know what I'm saying? You're not your ancestors, but you feel guilty, especially when you realize you ain't doing shit to contribute, to help, or you may be doing shit that's detrimental. You may be saying racially insensitive things. You know what I'm saying? And to all white people, like I said again, crying reverse racism or anti-whatever, or racism on white people, blacks supremacy, whatever the fuck that y'all, whatever terms y'all want to try to flip and reverse and make up, because you can't make up your own shit. The collective of you, let me say that. When you have 400 years plus of oppression, then we can talk about reverse racism, even though that means no racism. Then we can talk about black supremacy. Until then, dead that shit. Again, we don't want to hear that shit no more. So with that being said, I just wanted to come on here and maybe this was a rant. Maybe it helped somebody. I don't know. I've been having a lot on my mind. That was heavy. And I don't even know what, I'm talking about solutions and myself. I don't even know what to do. I'm looking at these people fighting these policemen. And I mean, I hope they end up okay, because I know there's going to be repercussions for that. I'm feeling more, I find myself day by day feeling more Malcolm X and less Martin Luther. And also another thing on Martin Luther King, y'all should really go look up the rest of that speech and some of his other speeches, because his shit started to sound more Malcolm X like during the end. They like to give y'all that nice cookie cutter commercial shit, but if you go check it out, again, let's Google is your friend, or phone a black friend. So at any rate, I don't know. This is a lot of stuff going on. I kind of just rambled and ranted. Black people are tired. We're tired. We're exhausted. We're tired of being told what to, I don't even know. We're just tired. Drained. Numb to seeing this shit. We see this shit every day. With that being said, y'all, sorry. I don't even know if there was, I know I made some points in this. I don't know if they got across. Hopefully they did. I got new music coming on the way. Everybody black and non-black too, stay safe in these Rona streets. Black people, if you need some time, take a day off, take a rest. Let yourself, this is a lot to go through. So